Hello, it is Kiki's Tarot Cafe, and I am trying to practice live readings. So if I am taking a long time to shuffle the cards, please be patient. Today the theme is it meant to be? But just a disclaimer, it's to be on brand, on theme. I actually don't believe in something being meant to be. I don't believe in like fatalism. I think everything's subject to change. So don't take this as like, especially because it's a general reading, don't think this is like the end all be all. It's just to match the theme. But anyway, it's basically a relationship reading. And for the first pile we have 0. The second pile we have Jack, and then the third pile we have Sally. So I will let you meditate on that. And if you don't like the music, if it doesn't help you, just mute the video and think about it. So here is your meditation, and see you at your timestamps. Hello, those of you that selected pile number 1 with a Jack. This is, oh my gosh, with 0. I'm sorry. You got a little baggy. You guys are all like, damn, she's a fake fan. Can't even name the dog. Alright. Let's see what your reading is. I'm actually gonna put them back into the pile of cards because he might be part of your reading. This deck in particular likes to take its time to come out, so enjoy the music. I feel like it would be easier if this was kind of like a live thing, then I could just be like, so how's your day going? But it's just like me in a room being awkward. So you got the 6, is that correct? Yes, the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So there's a bit of unfairness happening. An imbalance. Could be financially, but I think it's just a matter of like give and take. The 2 of Cups. Okay. The 6 of Cups in reverse. Okay. The 2 of Needles, which is the 2 of Swords, and then we got the Ace of Candles, which is Wands, and then the 8 of Candles, is that correct? 5, 6, 7, 8, yes, the 8 of Candles. Alrighty. So far I see I feel like in the past you have had a lot of relationships where they weren't very fair. I feel like you were giving more than you were taking or receiving even. There's like, and especially because Pentacles is financial, right? There could have been other cards that represent unfairness, but maybe like someone even took financial advantage of you, or like I know there's been some partners that like steal money, and I'm like, that's just so ridiculous. But I feel like with the 6 of Potions in reverse here, it's kind of like you're living in the past, and so now I see a new relationship coming in, but you're kind of like, I feel like it's in between like these living in the past moments. It's kind of like your new relationship is plagued by whatever you had. So either, you can't enjoy it because you don't trust them due to what's happened to you in the past, or you're repeating cycles, but we'll see in a moment. The Two of Needles. So that's a decision that needs to be made. The Ace of Wands. It's a lot of passion. Yeah, I feel like you have a new person and you're kind of passionate about them, but you're also like very weary as to like whether you should like forget about the past or like, you know, it's interesting. It's like you have a lot of passion, and the Ace of Wands or Candles is kind of like this kind of energy, but then the Eight of Wands in reverse right after it is like you're feeling stuck, you're stunted, you don't know where to go. So I feel like you have a lot of passion and you want to like kind of give yourself to this relationship, but you have hesitations about it. There's like a blockage in your passion because of the past. So let's pull out any contributing factors. Okay, so I see a lot of like possessiveness and like jealousy. Either this is how you feel, or either that was how you were treated. Like maybe you've been with a lot of jealous people, they lied to you. It's caused you to like hold your feelings in now. So maybe you like want to be really honest with this person, but you just feel like you can't. And now we have the Ace of Wands again. Like passion, energy, and another message about money. I feel like maybe someone really took advantage of you financially, which is unfortunate. And so now you're just kind of weary. You might even be recovering financially, depending on what happened exactly. I'm trying to decide which oracle cards I should choose next. Go with Moonology. I'm so glad you guys can't see me fumbling behind the freaking camera. Alright, Moonology. These cards are all mixed up and flipped upside down. There's one. Pull 3. A new start is coming. Yeah, so I feel like this person isn't all about that bullshit that you've been going through, but you're just like kind of maybe defensive or weary, which is totally fair. I mean, if the person is worth your time, they'll be patient and understanding about it. But if you're holding your feelings in, they might be a little like confused about why you're so held off. A win-win outcome is in the forecast. Yeah, I feel like you probably won't be dealing with this very long. Your commitment is being tested. Okay, so it's not the other person's commitment being tested, it's your commitment being tested. You know, do you really want to invest yourself in this relationship? Yeah, but I feel like you and this other person, especially with Libra is like ruled by Venus, it's romantic, and it's the full moon in that energy, so that's pretty good. I just feel like, especially if you're holding your feelings, and I feel like if you express, you know, the fact that you have been kind of betrayed, this person will be very understanding of that. Let's get some astrology. I always say it like that for no reason, but then it sounds like I'm putting an emphasis on the ass, and I'm like, no, it's just astrology, but I don't know, it's like astrology. I promise I'm not trying to do this. So a lot of air signs, air is like communication, so that's like a message for you. You're kind of holding your feelings in right now, and you have to like talk about this. Luna, the moon, talk about your emotions. Let's fucking go. The moon is also very intuitive. I feel like you kind of know this person might, you know, be a little more gentle than what you're used to, and you're just still kind of like hesitant, because it's possible you felt that way about the people in the past before, and then you realize, like, oh no, that's not true, so now you're just kind of like, well, what if I'm thinking the same thing now? But I really think this person has good intentions for you. Saturn. So yeah, these are lessons that you need to learn. Just about, like, love, and about communicating and being honest. Being in tune with your emotions and your intuition. Aquarius is also, like, known as the healer, the humanitarian. It's like holding water. Water gives life. It's kind of like, I remember someone describing it like Aquarius is, like, arguably the least, or one of the least emotional signs. It's very much like slap a band-aid on it, move on to the next person, slap a band-aid on, like, almost like a robotic healer. Someone was describing it as, like, they're not there to comfort you and coddle you, they're there to, like, fix the problem. But then immediately after, you have, like, that opposite energy, like, the moon is very healing, very nurturing, very motherly. So I think you're being asked to, like, heal, and maybe even to be nurturing towards yourself and a little more understanding with yourself. And I also feel like the partner that you're looking at will be very understanding, and maybe even want to help you heal, or, like, will be patient, because, oh my god, Saturn is literally, it's Chronos. Chronos means time, like, chronological order. It literally means time. It's like, I don't know if you guys have ever met Capricorns. They will wait, whether it's, like, to be with the one that they love, or whether it's to, like, watch a bitch they hate burn. They will wait till the fucking end of time, my guy. And so I feel like your partner is gonna be very patient with you. Like, maybe you think, your baggage is gonna scare them off or something, and I don't get that vibe at all. Like, I feel like they'll be very supportive of you. They'll heal you in a nurturing way, and maybe, Saturn is also about lessons, so maybe this partner will help you, like, learn that lesson of, like, how to communicate. It's possible that in the past you've communicated your emotions and you were met with, like, gaslighting, or you were met with, like, a negative response, an immature response, a violent response, even for some of you. So it's like, I think this person's here to teach you, like, you can be open and honest even if it's ugly, and I'm not gonna react in a fucking immature way. Because Saturn, that's so funny. Oh my god. So Saturn is, like, Capricorn, right? And then you have the moon, which is what do you call it, Cancer, and they're opposites. Sorry, I'm, like, really into astrology, so I'm gonna pop off for a minute. It's like the mother figure and the father figure. I feel like this person's gonna be, like, super nurturing and very stable for you. Aquarius is a fixed sign, and that's the only sign you have in these cards anyway. So yeah, it's, like, just stability. And if you do double rulings, well, Aquarius is also ruled by Saturn along with Uranus, so it's, like, a lot of connections here. But anyway, before I start geeking out too much, just understand that those are the overarching messages. I don't know which one the pronunciation is, but unless you're a Virgo, you probably don't care. Let's go with your romance oracles. Alrighty, attraction. Let's go. You attract romantic love by enjoying the moment fully. Yeah, so I feel like right now you're kind of, like, living in the past. Just because you have the Six of Cups in reverse. And that energy is, like, you're letting the past plague you. And so here it's just telling you to kind of live in the moment. Like, don't... especially if some of you were in abusive relationships, it's obviously not going to be that easy to let go of what's happened to you in the past. But, you're being encouraged to... What's the word? To, like, take this person as they've presented themselves, to kind of try to get a new start, versus, like, to be in this moment with this individual, as opposed to letting the past plague you, or like judging them based off of things they haven't done. You know what I mean? Deception. So I feel like, yeah, you were dealt with a lot of, like, I think I said that earlier with the Two of Spades. Just lies. Like, a person would straight up lie to you or like deceive you, and I feel like it's just plaguing you right now. You're not living in the moment because of it, but like, it's okay. It's part of the healing process. It's part of your lesson. You're not a bad person or anything. Yeah, just know that this person isn't like that. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So again, with the intuition, I feel like you kind of already know this. You have this feeling that you should be, you know, take it a little easy on this person. They didn't do anything. But yeah, and I feel like you will have great love. Make the effort makes me think of like taking it, like initiating, you know, the conversations, or like, I don't know, just taking the first, even baby steps, just to like let them know, like, hey, this is what's going on. I'm gonna need you to be patient. And with Saturn here, they probably will. Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. I don't even take that as like literal. I feel like the shit in your past is like coming over and over because you haven't really, I don't want to say you haven't learned the lesson, but what I've noticed is like when something, I don't know, this is a new lesson, right? Because if you were learning a lesson with that toxic relationship, this new lesson would be like, hey, you can trust people. So it's kind of like your past is coming back, but not to like haunt you necessarily, but to like help you in learning this new lesson, if that makes any sense. And now for your final cards. Oh my gosh. Am I tweaking out right now? Okay, sorry. My water bottle was like condensating, and it looked like, it just casted a shadow that looked like water had spilled all over my bed, and I was like, what happened? Get away from my quote cards. The quote cards are so good. I don't care what anyone says. This is like my shit, and I will always use them. And every time I think about not using them, I'm like, no, that's kind of like my thing. Like, nobody else is using them. But you guys totally should. They're so helpful and so gentle. Like, they'll call you out without, you know, attacking you, which is nice. The song is about healing, my guy. It's also about joy and harmony. So I feel like you're really gonna be happy with this individual. You just have like a lesson to learn here about healing whatever happened to you before. The jump, I kind of think of like taking a leap of faith. You're also, the jump indicates you're being asked to do something that's outside of your comfort zone. So yeah, and the little indicates that problems that you think are really big right now are actually small. And you know, that's not to invalidate your feelings. I'm sure it feels really big. I know when this card comes out, I'm like, okay, well, like, you know, you want to be a little bit angry because it's like, I've been through all this shit, but I was just kind of letting you know, like, we promise you, like, it's not worth, not necessarily worth, it's not, how do I say this? I literally received this message myself, so here, did you focus on it? It's kind of like, okay, there you go. Your fears do not reflect reality. So like, I feel like you might be blowing them up, or you've let them plague you so long that you just fear like this ugly monster, but like in reality, like that's not what's gonna happen. You're being asked to step out of that comfort zone of yours. So we'll pull some astrology dice. I'll try not to pop off this time. Taurus, the North Node, and The fifth house. Okay, so let's go. This is so Taurus is ruled by Venus, right? So like love and stuff, but also how do I say this? The fifth house is romance, and then the north node is stepping outside of your comfort zone. So I think the opposite of a Taurus is a Scorpio. And for some of you, that may mean like your comfort zone. This is gonna sound weird to some people, but your comfort zone is almost like toxic individuals. Oh, this is actually the south node, my bad. Dude, I am like so dumb. Look at that. I was like, yes. Okay, alright. Well, then that makes even more sense. I don't need to even fucking talk about Scorpio. So here, you're just being stuck in your comfort zone, because that's what the south node is. It's literally like what you're used to and what you're refusing to step outside of. So I'm still going to talk about Scorpio because the north and the south node are literally intertwined. But so when I think of Taurus, or the negative side of Taurus, the comfortable side of Taurus, it's almost someone who's like lethargic, who doesn't want to, they're stuck in their ways. So earth is the most like stubborn of the elements, and fixed signs are the most stubborn of modalities. So this is literally fixed earth. You're like being so stubborn right now. You're like, I don't want to. And then you have the south node, which is your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is to kind of just like sit. Like the negative side of Taurus, I just picture like a fat cat, like the freaking, what do you call them, couch potatoes. I'm not trying to be rude or mean or anything. I love Taurus, but the negative side of them is like refusing to see new sides. So that's your comfort zone. And then your discomfort zone, or the north node, which you would be asked to do to get away from this, would be Scorpio. And Scorpio is transformation. Scorpio is the phoenix. It's being burned alive and then coming back from those ashes. So you're basically being asked in the fifth house, which is the house of love, your love life, to step outside of the south node and to go into the north node, which would be Scorpio, and to transform this situation. That made so much more sense. I'm sorry I was over here telling you a whole nother story because I can't see the freaking little line. And then you got your little trick or treat bag. The fuck? Let's go. Engage. I just think about engaging in conversation. This is so funny. Like freaking, I put 2 dice in everybody's bag and you got a third one when I picked out charms, and then it just landed on the like no freaking numbers. And then it did it again. Okay, so I will talk about that in a minute. So engage. I think about like engaging in conversation and really being honest. The skull is a death, so that goes back to that Scorpio energy, right? Like killing what no longer serves you, and transforming into something that will. You have a teddy bear. I think of comfort. Oh, comfort. And not only is it just any little bear, it's the mice that help Cinderella when she's like, she's crying because her pink dress is all torn up, her sisters are evil, and then like these little animals come and help her fix it. And so like, you're Cinderella. You're upset because these assholes like tore up your shit, and like I feel like your partner's just like a little teddy bear, like who's gonna comfort you and be there for you, even though, people around you are shit. You got 2 treble clefs. So some of you might be really into music. You guys might be bonding over music because there's 2 of them. That's so cute. You guys might make like playlists for each other. Like, oh my gosh, I can only imagine all the emo songs about how you're gonna be there for each other. It's so cute. Okay, here and now, let's go. So again, like, stop living in the past. I know it's difficult, and if some of you are traumatized, if you do have access to like psychological help, that might be beneficial for you. I know not everyone has that privilege, but that's something to consider if you have been in like severely like basically abusive relationships, but other than that, just try to be in the here and now. I just want to say that because I don't want to be that person that's like, just get over it. Like, you don't fucking, it's a general reading, so like some of you might have just been like with a toxic bitch, and some of you might have like actually been like abused, you know. So just want to throw that out there. Rock star, bitch, you're a rock star. Some of you might actually be into music though, like, oh my god, that is so cute. Like, you have to get your power back. You got this. You're the shit, alright? But separately, rock, I think of someone who is your rock, like that Saturn energy we were talking about, someone who's stable for you. And then star, the star is in tarot. Not only the card you chose, because I believe in this deck, 0 was the star, but it's also your wish come true. So that is so cute. And then you have the sun and the star. Aw, I just imagine like, oh, you're my stars. What do people say? Like, you're the stars and the moon or something, or like, I love you to the moon and back and stuff. That's funny, you got the moon, the star, and the sun. I feel like you guys complete each other. That's kind of cute. The bicycle, to me, represents hope. For reasons I'm not going to talk about. But, yeah. So it's kind of asking you to have hope, and then you have the actual like bicycles, like movement, like get a move on with the situation, because you might be kind of like not only are you facing hesitation, but you're, instead of just it's almost like you're stuck, right? Like that fixed Taurus energy. You're refusing to. Oh, even this energy. Like, remember that? We were at that, like, that obstacle, that blockage. It's not even like you've turned away from the situation. It's just like you're literally stuck. You're, like, frozen in time. And so you're kind of being asked to, like, get a move on with it. The key, this is so fucking corny, but it makes me think of, like, the key to your heart. It literally, like, legit, that's what keys always make me think of, because corny ass shit. But also keys can be I think of, this is gonna sound funny, but like in video games, or they're like new level unlocked, you know, new ability unlocked. It's like you're gonna learn a lesson from that. Like, you're gonna unlock like a new ability, if that makes any sense. Feathers are also about having hope, but they're the air element. So, again, communication. And then you have a good luck. You have a little 4-leaf clover. There's also, if you guys are into music, and specifically rock music, it's kind of on the popular side, but, oh my gosh, there's a band called Water Parks. I can't remember the name of the song, and I'm not gonna waste your time if you don't care, but, yeah, he's basically talks about, like, how this girl is his 4-leaf clover, if that makes any sense. It's like you found each other in this field of like 3 leaves. But so this die would not land. It kept like half. So it brings back the same message of like, you're not actually, you know, leaving the situation. You're not actually moving forward. You're just kind of like stuck. And even when I tried rolling it again, it like still landed halvesies. So it's just kind of like you're in this Taurus energy right now, because that's your comfort zone, but you're being asked to like move into the Scorpio energy in regards to your love life. So I hope that was helpful. Pile 0 technically, let's go. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Thank you. Hi, pile number 2 that selected our boy Jack. I totally remember the name. I like blanked on 0 too. So what happened is I put them back into the deck because they're actual cards and you might, you know, pull them in the reading, so I didn't want to just like not include them. But anyway, here's your schmacko bag, your little trick-or-treat sack, and we will address that later. Pile 1. Pile 2. Oh my god. Unnaturally chaotic energy right now. So you got a lot of reversals, my guy. It's already half of them. Is that a flipper? Sometimes you hear noises and you're like, I can't tell if it flipped or not. Is that the 9? Sorry, when it's reversed, it always weirds me out. Yeah, so that's 9 of Wands in reverse. Death in reverse, okay. Stubbornness. The King of Needles in reverse. What is this about? I wish I could be like, so how are you? But like, literally, I cannot. So we got the 6 of Potions. So this is similar to the first pile. The Queen. Oh my god, why all these reversals? What the heck, my guy? The one that's not in reverse. Alright. Let me see. I'm trying to make sure they're not like out of the camera view or anything. Alright, pile number 2 with Jack. I know what I'm doing. We have the 9 of Wands in reverse, which is kind of like this feeling of defensiveness. Not only defensiveness, but like you want to give up. Like you are so just tired of whatever this situation is, and you're maybe you're feeling of like giving up on love. I also see Death, which is like an ending, but it's in reverse. So either like, I hope this isn't a heartbreak. What is this, the 4 of Needles? I don't know, but something happened, like an ending, and you just kind of like, either it came and you didn't want it to, or it's like coming and you can see it coming and you just don't want to admit it. And then you have the King of Needles. I don't have enough information right now, but it's kind of like reading as you have the King and the Queen of Needles. Okay, alright. See, this is why I like to meditate on cards, because it's like the more I read, the more I'm like, wait. So I'm getting that this is like a couple that's in separation. They're not really looking at each other right now. They're also of the same suit, but then they're in reverse. So it's like, instead of being positive and like, you know, in a loving energy, you guys are kind of being cold to each other right now. Especially with Needles, you guys might be a little bitchy. that's it, like, not trying to offend anyone, but yeah, that's what they get called, like, when they're in reverse. It's literally like you've become so out of touch with your emotions and so irritable that you're just like everything bothers you kind of energy. And I feel like it's possible that one of you started it and the other one just like met you with the same energy, you know what I mean? Like met the other one with the same energy. They were like, well, I'm not gonna sit here and like cater to you if you're gonna act like a dick. I'll just act like a dick too. And I feel like it's over something that happened in the past. It's possible that this relationship's already over and you just didn't want it to be over, or maybe you're like in that middle ground where, like, especially with this card, it's kind of like you want to give up but you haven't, but you like really want to. Especially with Death in reverse. Death is like, you know, an ending, but it's in reverse, so it's like not really an ending. Like maybe you guys are like in this in-between space right now where you're just like arguing about things that happened in the past. And it's not even necessarily like I'm bringing up old shit, you know. I hate when people say that, because it's like I'm not about to rant about it, but it feels kind of shitty. Like there's a reason the person is bringing it up, and it's not because you know, they just want to throw things in your face. It's literally like you're probably engaging in the same behaviors and they're trying to point out like, hey, you did this last time. And hold on. Sorry guys, I thought someone was calling me. But I forgot no one cares. No, I'm kidding. This isn't about me. This is about your relationship. Yeah, you guys are just like not looking at each other right now. And I feel like maybe it cycles. I don't know. We'll see when we get more cards. But right now I'm feeling like it's a cycle. Like it's something that you guys, it's something about the past that you guys keep going back to. Then you have the Page of Potions. It's funny. It's not funny, but you can see him. It kind of looks like he's drinking at a bar. He's like overlooking a river or something right here. But like it just reminds me of like those people that like sit at bars, you know, and they're like, give me another one. Like you might be like engaging in bad behaviors to avoid the fact that you don't want to address your emotions. And then the Four of Needles is about meditation. So it's kind of like asking you to like self-reflect and to take a time out if you do want to come back to this relationship. I don't know, depending on like the rest of the cards, or depending, it is a general reading. Maybe some of you do, maybe some of you don't, but whatever your decision is, I feel like you're being asked right now to like just take a step away from each other and to really like reconsider what it is. It's funny though, because what it is that you want. It's funny that you got the Page of Potions, because that's kind of like beginning love, if that makes any sense. So maybe some of you have already like moved on emotionally, even if the relationship has not is not officially over. Or maybe you're just like choosing to focus on creative endeavors so that you don't have to actually think about this, but like you're being asked to think about this. So let's look and see. I forget the order. These guys. It's so nice to just have everything prepared in a pile because I can just pick them up, but now I'm like live shuffling and, you know. Doop, doop, doop. Let me reposition myself because my bag's kind of not having it. Choop, 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 choop. Come on. Alrighty. Energy. So yeah, engaging in bad habits. There we go. You might even have material concerns. Honestly, like you might be having arguments about money. Yeah, oh my god, that's just like money right there. That's literally money, money, money. That's insane. For some of you, the message might be, because the Ace of Diamonds can represent an engagement ring. So for some of you, you know, maybe you've been together for a while and you're like, hey, when are you gonna give me that ring? Like, when are you gonna get married? And the person's like, yeah, no, I don't wanna. Or maybe they're not necessarily saying it like that, but you're kind of getting the energy like this person's not gonna commit. It really depends, but we'll see. Oh my gosh, I got these freaking batteries from like Target. Never again, my guy. I've had dollar store batteries that work better than this. Look at that. It's glowing, but like barely. And then this one's all full on. They're like so on and off. I just can't. Whatever. This isn't about my batteries. You do have a wish card. That's good. Your wish is gonna come true, my god. So maybe you're trying to leave this relationship, or maybe you hope it'll be saved, but either way, I feel like you'll have a wish come true. Let's talk about these three. So we have Scorpio. Scorpios, I think of the phoenix, you know, they kind of get thrown into the fire and then they kind of rise from the ashes. Scorpios put up with a lot of shit. A lot of shit. And I feel like that's kind of the energy you're in right now. And you might be a little done with it. You have Cancer. These are both water signs. So this is like a very emotional situation for you. And maybe that's why you guys are kind of like that, that like King and Queen of Swords in reverse energy. It's kind of like, maybe it's so emotionally exhausting for you to the point where you want to give up, that you're like, I just have to separate myself from my feelings right now, because if not, you know, they could overtake you. These are very intense energies with the water sign here. Yeah, because when the King and Queen are in reverse, the King and Queen of Swords, it's not like, you know, bitchiness just to be a bitch. It's like you're not dealing with your emotions, so you're now taking it out in like other manners, and and it might be because dealing with your emotions, you know, like it's like you're being asked to deal with them, you're being asked to think about it, but it's like so emotionally taxing that you're like, I would rather just not. And now you guys are kind of like acting out. The Sun is about ego, so because there's a lot of like negative energy here, it might be like, you know, not ego as in like a prideful sense of self, but like prideful in a negative way, or like being egotistical. One of you, or maybe two of you might be like being very self-centered right now. Yeah. We also have Cancer, which Cancer is like a little softy. It is the crab though, so I think of like a hard exterior. You guys might be more on the private side, but like your insides are all gooey. So it's like you guys are really soft with each other, but right now it's like just the hard shell energy. It's also represented as the hermit crab, which isn't depicted here, but if you know the hermit crab, you know that it retracts into its shell when it's scared. So you're just kind of like, you're retracting into yourself, and you're not really addressing the situation. You just kind of like hid out in your shell, and you're like, I'm just gonna chill here and not deal with my problems. But you're kind of being asked to like, well, since you're in there, since you're away from other people's influence, like really think about your situation. Let's see if we can get any other. Choop choop. Choop choop. Alright. We got more zodiac thingies. Oh, alright. Okay, these cards like jump out like they're being thrown. Like there's just some anger here. You're like not having it. Look at this. Your commitment is being tested. Alright, so there we go. If you do want this relationship to last, I feel like it's a lesson in commitment and like being steadfast, being reliable, kind of like sticking it out. Don't let your past hold you back. So again, the Six of Potions, the Six of Cups, in reverse is like being stuck in the past, and this is saying don't let your past hold you back. So I don't know if this is a cycle thing or not, but there's something that happened in the past that's like really affecting you guys, and it's just telling you to like not let it affect you. Yeah, so with these cards, I feel like you don't want the relationship to end. Your emotions are running high. Yeah, so even though you guys are being cold and distant with each other, like your emotions are like, you know, the way those cards were flying out, you guys are like pissed. But nothing yet is set in stone. So like I feel like a lot of you might be feeling like this is over, but I don't think it is. And it's not set in stone. You know, you have the ability to change it. You just have to, you know, if you need time away, sometimes you need that. Just like take time to cool off, take time to really think about what it is you want to say, how to put your, you know, emotions into thoughtful and constructive, what do you call it, like into a thoughtful and constructive manner instead of a destructive one. Because when you're emotional, you know, you say things just to like get to the other person, or you say things out of anger, even if that's not how you meant for it to come out. And so you're kind of being asked to like to be more patient and thoughtful about that. See what your cloak cards have to say. All right. Sword. Sword is about the truth and about the quest for the truth. So for some of you, you know, I'm not necessarily saying there's lies here. It's just kind of like there's things that aren't being addressed. There's feelings that are being suppressed, and it's kind of like you have to cut through all of that and like what's the word? I don't know, just like address it directly, especially with the swords energy. Like swords are so direct, but you guys have the king and the queen of swords in reverse, so it's like you're literally not being direct, and the cards are facing away from each other, so like you guys are just not talking to each other. This one came out. The sword, you can see it's kind of being held down, so you might feel a little restricted, or maybe you have like, you feel like you can't talk about your feelings, like you feel trapped for some reason, but the sword has the ability to like cut through, right? So to cut through all the bullshit to like get to what you need to. The jump is asking you to step outside of your comfort zone, to take a leap of faith. You're being asked to level up, basically. Like maybe this is something you're not used to doing, maybe this is something you really hate doing, but like you're being asked, you're being called to like jump, to level up, to go above what you're comfortable with. And the little means problems that you think are big right now are actually very small. So it's just kind of a reminder to really think about like which fears are valid, what is reality, versus what is like your mind's just kind of, you know, spinning out. We got one more deck of cards, I think. Come on, let's go. You can do this. Please. I feel like these cards, man, they always want to take their time. And it's okay for me, but I don't know. I don't want anyone to get impatient. Separation? What was I saying? You guys are in separation right now. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. I don't think it's on the horizon, girl or boy or, you know, whoever. It's literally... I think it's here. I think you guys are like in separation right now and you're pissed. But you have... Okay, you have soulmate and stay optimistic about your love life. So I feel like right now you're kind of in this like I want to give up energy. You actually don't want to give up because you did have death in reverse. You don't want it to end. But you're feeling like so emotionally exhausted that you're just like, I don't want to deal with this. But you're being asked to be optimistic even though all your cards are in reverse. Like all your shit is negative. The one that came out, you know, not reversed is like a dude drinking... what appears to be drinking at a bar. Like in my mind, obviously that's not what's happening in the card, but you're just not in a good mindset right now. But like this person really cares about you. I think you guys really care about each other and you know that. And reconciliate. Come on. Oh, you guys are so cute. You guys want to be with each other. You just maybe you know, separation isn't always a bad thing. Like yeah, it hurts sometimes and like you don't want it to happen, these motherfucking batteries. But I can't. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, one will just be off then. But yeah, sometimes it's what's necessary just so you can like gather your thoughts in a collected manner, in a constructive manner, so that you don't end up saying something you'll regret. Alrighty, we got, I don't like that it hit something. We got Venus. You got 6. That one's kind of halvesies. And then you got Taurus. So Taurus and Venus, that's literally like, that's where it's at. Literally, like. Sorry, I just got weirded out by the fact that like your nodes have. Where's the node? I think the node's with the planets. Yeah, your nodes have lines. And then the numbers have dots, like, why? Where's the consistency? But I know, like, unless you're a Virgo, you probably don't care. Right, so Taurus and Venus, that's, like, it's dignity, I believe it's called. Like, Taurus is ruled by Venus, so when Venus is in Taurus, it's, like, that's where it's at. This is, like, the perfect place to have it. It's very romantic, very artistic, very loving, very... It's just like top of its game Venus. That's like in its home. Then you have it in the 6th house, so it's kind of like the house of service. The 6th house is also ruled by Mercury, right? It's ruled by Virgo. So it's kind of like the energy of communication or being in service to not necessarily your partner, but like the relationship. Like do something that's gonna serve it versus something that's gonna destroy it. Try to be constructive about it, try to be loving, and try to be grounded. So when I think of Taurus, it's like fixed earth, right? So earth is like calm, it's grounded, it's centered, it's not, you know, fire energy is like throwing cards, throwing hands. You have air energy, which like talks a lot of smack. It could also be like not necessarily, they're not bad things, but you know, there's just like a lot of talking. You have water, which is like super emotional, but Taurus is just like calm. It's like centered. It's grounded. It can be a little stubborn because it is fixed earth, Jesus Christ. But yeah, it's like, it's that energy. It's just asking you to like really sit back and think about the situation. And so with the Page of Cups, that makes sense now. It's not necessarily that you've moved on and started something new. It's just that you're taking baby steps into being loving again. But right now you guys are kind of hurt, so you're like in separation. But yeah, you're being asked to like take the, you know, little steps, little baby steps to get to where you need to or want to be. Because right now you guys are like just not talking. Choop choop. Alright. So you got 6 and 4. So obviously October 64th is gonna be, no, I'm kidding. You have the 5 and the 6, so those might be significant. Even days for you. But yeah, maybe the number, excuse me, I know they make 11, so maybe an 1111. I know those are that's a number that comes up a lot for like relationship confirmation things. So maybe you can ask your guides, you know, like if you have a question and then you start saying 1111, that's like a yes to your like as the answer. Here we go. Oh my gosh. I began falling down, 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 down. So your mind is like spiraling. Like you think these problems are big, but like it's only because you let your mind kind of run away with it. Because this person also wants to be with you too. We have Jughead Jones. Jughead and... I'm weird. I'm a weirdo. He is a weirdo, but he's also... In the show, he's an investigator, so I think of someone who's like... Who gets, you know, to the nitty-gritty of things. He gets to the bottom of situations. He like challenges, again with this like quest for the truth. You know, he's an investigative journalist at a high school, but but still, that's kind of like his field of work. And so it's kind of like there's a quest for the truth here. I don't know, like some kind of information is being withheld and you're just pursuing it. You have a guitar. It could be like maybe there's like messages in music for you. I think of that Måneskin song that's like, I wanna pull the strings like you're my Telecaster. He like, yeah, I don't know, maybe there was a lot of like string pulling right now and you're just kind of like over that situation, and maybe it happens a lot and that's why you're pissed. You have death. So again, you know, death came out over here in reverse. So it's like you don't want to let that go necessarily. Death is like the end of a situation, so I don't see the end of the relationship. I just think it's like the end of whatever you guys are arguing about. You have good and good, so you're good, especially with the wish card over here. Like you're good. You don't have to worry about it. It's not as big as you think it is. Like, you guys really like each other and smile. I feel like you have a lot of good times together. You're just kind of like not in a good situation right now. Cool. I'm thinking of like keeping your head cool, keeping your cool, you know, like yeah. And then a week, which is like, maybe for some of you it'll happen, the end of the separation will happen very soon. I don't like giving specific times. I don't know, it just makes me uncomfortable, but I just feel like a week is not a long time, so maybe it'll happen soon. You have Jupiter, which is good luck. That's nice to have on your side. You have Sing. Again, another message about my music, so it can also be like metaphorical, right? Like you make my heart sing or something corny like that. Like, I feel like this person brings you a lot of happiness. You have the Hanger, which makes me think to hang on. Like, don't lose hope. You have another death symbol. We have a mermaid. Oh no, I hope people watching aren't children, but the mermaid makes me think of like sensuality or like, you know, luring in the person. I'm not saying to like how do I say this? I'm not saying to manipulate the person sexually or anything. That's so toxic. Yikes. It's just more like I don't picture it. How do the mermaid is like makeup sex in my head, if that makes any sense. I'm sorry. I don't want to sound like a creeper, like I'm picturing sex, like yikes. But yeah, so that's what I think of when I think of the mermaid. Yeah, and then you have I forget what these are called, but they're like the ship steering wheels. It's kind of like to be guided, and you're being asked to like, or you're being guided to follow like the positive outcome, I suppose. Also the fact that you're being guided, it makes me think like maybe you have been saying that like 1111, or you know, maybe you guys communicate well with your guides, you have witchy stuff going on, maybe, I don't know. Whatever the situation is, maybe listening to your intuition even. It's kind of like, because you have Cancer, and Cancer is ruled by the moon, right? So that's like a lot of intuition happening. I feel like you guys are very intuitive, and you're being guided to like start the baby steps to really think about what it is that you want to say. And then you have a flower, which is like opening up. So yeah, just like being honest about your emotions and opening up about what's wrong with your partner will eventually result in like the wish card. So I hope that was helpful. Pile number 2. Let me know in the comments. Thank you. Hello, pile number 3 that selected Sally. You do not see her here because she is back inside the deck. In case, you know, that's an actual message. I'm so upset. I started complaining about the batteries that I got from Target, and then they like gave out, and they're brand new. Like I just put them in yesterday. I'm like, oh my gosh. Even like dollar store off-brand batteries have not been this bad for me. Like, what the hell? I don't understand. But anyway, yeah, so if you're concerned about why this other candle went out, I blame Target batteries. Ugh. Whatever. Like, I don't care about your batteries, lady. Like, I want to know about my love life. Oh, royalty. Why the hell did everyone get, like, these sad-ass readings? Emo girl winter. I just can't. It's not even winter, but, I mean, it feels like it. You got the lovers in reverse. Alrighty. Got a lot of cards there. The hanged man. Actually, this one was over, so I don't know if it matters. It's not necessarily chronological, but alrighty. Dang, I don't know if it's this deck. I don't think so. It still has positive cards in it. I just feel like all the piles were kind of sad. They were hopeful, but they were still sad. Let's see what this one's about. You have the 8 of Cups in reverse, so not wanting to walk away. You have the 6 of Swords, walking away. That's great. That's great. And you can see she's like super sad about it. Like she didn't want to. Oh, alright. An extra card. Third piles always want to be like that. Y'all want to be extra. Okay, I want to make sure you can see. So you got, I see a situation that you didn't want to walk away from. Like you really didn't. But it almost like wasn't serving you anymore. And then you eventually did walk away. If you haven't yet, this is basically the card indicating that you should. You do have the Hanged Man in reverse, kind of like a change of perspective. Maybe you kind of changed your heart, or like this person like changed up on you. I don't know. It's possible you go back and forth a lot between like, should I leave, should I not leave? You have the Hierophant, which is asking you to have faith, but it's kind of difficult to do. It could also be like restrictive structures in place that's keeping you apart. You have the Lovers in reverse. It's like a choice that didn't make you happy, and it's possible that you were given options that like either way you wouldn't have been happy, but that's just kind of like the vibes I'm getting. It's sad. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. And then I see conflict here, so there's like a lot of arguing with you and like people around you. You have the Queen of Presents, which is Pentacles in reverse. Some of you might be struggling with like self-image issues because of the situation. And then you have the 2 of Wands, which is exploration, so that's a little more helpful, or hopeful. I don't know if it's helpful. Let's not do that. So this is like a deceit. It could also be like a third person, and it might not necessarily be an actual person. It could be like a situation that just came in between like you and your partner. Yeah, and then I see a death, so that's kind of like the breakup. Oh my gosh! I have to pick up all these cards. I'll be right back. So I went underneath my bed to pick up the cards, and sure enough, I found a card from a different deck. So you can know I'm clumsy. Confirm. At least I admit it. I feel like there's some readers that would be like, that's just a representation of your intense energy. Like, no, girl, that's you being a mess. I don't know. Okay, well, yeah. Sorry about that. We have, yeah, so a death of the romantic relationship. I wonder if that's like representative of the person you care about, or if that's indicating an incoming lover. I don't even know if you're ready to move on yet, to be honest, just because of like how much you didn't want the situation to end. This person might have been like, you know, the King of Hearts. I think of like a knight in shining armor kind of, even though it's not an actual knight, but he's the king. He's like your ideal partner, especially with the lovers here. You have Jack and Sally. That just makes me sad. You have the Three of Pentacles. That indicates potentially an argument about money, a contract. Okay, yeah, so that's like an argument about money. That might have been something you guys had, you know. I don't necessarily know if that was like the very reason you walked away, but I feel like that is an element to the situation. There's also a warning here to watch your words. I don't know your situation. Like, I don't know if it's already over with or if it's about to be over, but either way, you're being advised to like really be careful about how you speak to this person. Like, I'm not sure if they're like volatile or if they're some of these people, man, you'd be surprised. They just kind of like start showing off screenshots to the whole world, so you're just being asked to be like very careful about how you talk to this person. You're very close to achieving your goal. That's interesting. Maybe like you guys are distracting from your romantic life by focusing on your career life. Hold your vision. It's possible like your career was a source of stress for the relationship as well. Personal issue reaches resolution. Take time to breathe out. Any more? The only like actual sign you got was Cancer. So Cancer's kind of like family. Maybe this person was like very close to you. It's also motherly energy. The toxic version of that would be like maybe you were like a mom to this individual. Like they started behaving like a child kind of, and you felt more like you were having to play the role of the mother versus like the partner, and you know, I feel like a lot of the times people forget to draw the line, like, hey, I'm your partner, I'm not your mom, I'm not your psychologist, I'm not here to coddle you. Sure, you can comfort and nurture the person, but like, there's a difference, you know. And I feel like sometimes people don't know how to like draw the line, and that might have been a source of stress in the relationship. Let's see. Hold your vision. I'm not really sure what this like goal would be. You're being asked to hold your vision on it, but like you also have like exploration here with the Two of Wands, and it's not it's not like exploring out into the world like the Three of Wands. It's more like doing research. So I feel like there's some other kind of project or situation happening here where you're like you're starting to like explore that. Maybe you haven't necessarily gone after it, but yeah, you're being asked to like hold the vision. Uranus. It's so funny to me that people are like, you know, they say Uranus to avoid the anus pun, but I'm just like, Uranus is a medical term for something that pertains to urine. So like you're literally just saying another ridiculous thing. But anyway, whatever. Uranus. It's kind of like being eccentric, being a thinker. Maybe you felt like kind of trapped in this relationship. Like you just had a lot of goals and a lot of you know, like plans, and like you just wanted to explore, like the world is in your fingertips kind of, and this person just wanted you to like be a mom or something. Pisces is creativity. Pisces is the poet, the artist. Pisces is very sensitive. Maybe you have a lot of like creative endeavors, and you're kind of like, what do you call it, like you're very ingenious in your creativity, and I don't know if this person necessarily understood that. Uranus is also challenging challenging, you know, the structure, the authority figure. Okay, that makes sense. There was a card here earlier, I think it was the Hierophant. Yeah, so I don't want to like undo everything because it's kind of like not cooperating with me right now, but but the Hierophant can be about like feeling like you're being oppressed by structure, like maybe specifically traditional structures. And you know, the Hierophant represents, it was originally the Pope and then it got changed, so this idea of like being restrained by all these rules or by how things should be, or like maybe you're you know, supposed to play the role of the mom or something, and you're just like not, like your mind was like past that. You're like a freaking, they call Uranus and Aquarians like the alien, you know, like you guys are just like out of this freaking world. Literally, like the world is in your hand, you're out of it. You're just you think outside the box, and I don't think anyone understands that, and I feel like you were just kind of challenging those ideas, not to be an ass, but just like, you know, to really make people think about like what they're saying or what they're doing, or like, why do you think I should be playing that role? And like, I don't think your partner necessarily understood that, and you're just like, well, I'll just go find someone who does, because it's not worth it to like stay in a situation like that. Take a time out. So that just reminds me, sorry to go back to that, of like watching your words. If this person says something to like get under your skin, like don't react, especially if it's when like text message or something. Like you don't want them to be like, look, they were abusing me, look, they were toxic. Like just literally like don't even respond if it's gonna elicit you to be like negative. Just like take a time out, respond later when you're at a better, when you're in a better state of mind, would be my advice. Sorry. Come on. Okay. got Leo and Scorpio. So Leo and Scorpio square each other. They butt heads a lot. And they're both stubborn. They're not gonna, they both think they're in the right. They're not gonna change. And then Uranus rules Aquarius, right? So Aquarius is another fixed sign. It's just kind of like a lot of, like, you guys are very stuck in your ways and, like, you just can't get past it. That's funny. Uranus is like Aquarius, you got Leo, you got Scorpio, and then the Hierophant is ruled by Taurus. That's like the card of Taurus. Excuse me, so that's like all 4 fixed signs. Like, there's a lot of stubborn energy right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, sticking to your guns, that can be a good thing. Like, people say stubborn in like a negative light, but it's not fair of them to ask you to compromise your beliefs and being true to yourself just because of oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Okay, so I had pulled a card. See, this is why you guys should listen to I don't even want to say it's your intuition, I'm not sure, but like I had pulled this card out earlier, like I promise you, and then I just put it away because like I feel like it comes out in a lot of my readings and I'm like, man, like I don't even know how this is relevant. But first off, it's Aquarius, so now you really have all 4 of the freaking signs. But it also says show the world the real you, and it's like, first off, again, the world, but like the real you. I feel like maybe, especially with Cancer is the family, right? So maybe your family wanted you to be with this individual, or maybe like, for some of you, you actually married the individual and like you're being expected to behave a certain way, but that's not like who you are. That's not, what you really believe. So you're kind of being asked, like, even if it goes against how you're supposed to behave, how, your established structure, you're being asked to, like, just do what you want to do and to, like, walk away from this. I'm so upset I didn't, like, freaking, I swear, I promise you that card came out. I'm not just like, what would be a good card right now? I don't even memorize decks like that. When people say that, like, I don't know. That's why I'm trying live reading, because people are starting to claim that, like, readers are cherry picking the cards, and I'm like, I am not that creative. Like, it would cost me less energy to just learn the meanings of the cards and then combine them than it would be to, like, memorize every card of every deck, come up with a story, and then try to cherry pick cards to match that story. Do you know how fucking absurd that would be? Like, what? I don't know. So, but I promise you that card came out. I did not cherry pick it. The Sleep, the Mirror. So the Mirror is about self-reflection. It's about, really looking inward about what you want, what what you need. I'm laughing because you received the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, which is like lack of self-care, and I just see like these little, the like ribbon she has in her hair was a gift to her. You don't have to fucking watch the anime, but basically it kind of made her like feel pretty. It was cute, but kind of like that's a message there. Like, take the time to have some self-care, to feel pretty, to like focus on yourself, and to show people like who you really are. Like, maybe this person was like, oh, you can't dress like a certain way around my family, or like you can't dress, you can't do this because that's not what's expected of you, and you're just kind of like, fuck that, like, you're over it. Sleep on it. That's what sleep means. That reminds me again of like watching your words. Just make sure you're not like reacting if you have to sleep on it, then sleep on it. Like, maybe the next day you'll feel better and you'll feel more like at a level-headed mind. And the power, you got the power, you got this. It's also the energy of how do you say it? Oh my gosh, how do you say it? Oh, all areas of your life are gonna get like a power up. It's like a power boost. Like your love life, your career life, your personal life, your health, your self-care. Like all areas of your life are gonna get like a boost. Even if it's small. Come on. I'm gonna roll them against the table because I don't like that they fall flat. Okay, so you got Mercury, Libra in the 3rd house. So that's communication out the butt. That's like air sign. 3rd house is literally communication. It could be friendships. It could be like little connections here and there. And then you have Mercury, which is the mind. So you're kind of... Libra is also ruled by Venus. That's like art. You might be being asked to like explore your mind, explore your art, communicate your thoughts more. Yeah, Mercury rules the 3rd house, which is ruled by Gemini, another air sign. You're like just being asked to communicate like who you are, communicate your mind, communicate your thoughts. Like, you're not wrong, you're just different. And if they can't accept that, well, that's not your problem, honestly. You got your little trick-or-treat bag. Got a little cat. Cat is independent, so I think it's like time to break away from this relationship. You got color. I think of like seeing life in color versus like black and white, which is like, no offense to my colorblind folk out there. It's just kind of like there's so much more to life than like what you're doing right now or with this relationship. Like there's so much more to love. And you have love and hope here, road. It's just like taking a different path from, you know, whatever has been laid out for you with this Hierophant energy. Kiss. Yeah, I feel like you'll have an actual romantic situation happen not too long after this one ends. 3. So 3 again with that. It's like communication energy. The 5 is about change. So, I mean, I think you know how to take that. Kirk Van Houten. Can I borrow a feeling? Oh my gosh. So it's a little pin from The Simpsons. I love this. Can I borrow a feeling? That's kind of like the feeling of like, I honestly don't remember what this song is about that he wrote, but or maybe it's like a book that he wrote and it's like the audiobook of it. Which would be cool, right? Like that makes me think of like your creative endeavors that you're trying to explore. But can I borrow a feeling? Though I'm sure that's not what he's talking about. It makes me think of like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you're not even feeling anything right now. You're just kind of like over the situation. And you're kind of like that Crimea River energy. You might be a little pissed of like how you've been treated or like what you've been expected to do. So yeah. But definitely like creative endeavors. I have a sewing machine here. That might be another creative endeavor. I also think of like stitching things together metaphorically. So like if you have been there's this image of like Sally and she's like sewing herself together, but that didn't come out in your cards, I don't think. Yeah, so just kind of like putting yourself back together after like after the situation. And you look at all these hearts you got. Love, peace, and like heart. This is like Cupid's arrow and then more hearts. You literally, oh my gosh, I feel like you have a lot of love around you. not necessarily romantic, and I feel like you will have romantic love soon, with someone who's like more better fitting to your situation. Seeds, planting the seeds, you know, taking baby steps. Like, don't be upset when things don't happen overnight. El gato gordo, the fat cat. So this is just like warning you against lethargy, or like not, what's the word, basically like laziness. Like, make sure you don't let yourself fall off the track of your personal pursuits, basically. And then anchor to be grounded. So again, like that energy of like, make sure you're in the right headspace before you talk. Fuck cheese. Okay, so this is a little pin from a vegan place. It's cute. Maybe some of you fuck cheese. It makes me think of like, right now you're kind of like, fuck love, like fuck the cheesiness, like, you know, but it's here, like, don't even worry about it. But it could also be a literal message of like, watching what you're eating. Maybe some of you have kind of like a lot of people stress eat, you know, maybe the situation has caused you to like, you know, start taking in a lot of junk food, start kind of like not, you know, that fat cat, not calling you fat, and not that there's anything wrong with being bigger, that's not what I'm saying. It's just kind of like the energy of like not being productive. You sit and watch Netflix all day instead of like doing what you want, so just be aware of that. And on your fortune cookie, be not afraid of growing slowly, be afraid only of standing still. So yeah. The seeds again, like, it's not gonna happen overnight, but just know that you shouldn't be upset by that. As long as it's better to like take small steps or to have things grow slowly than it is to stay doing what you're doing right now. And then I forgot to pull your romance oracle cards, so I'm just gonna pull 3 of them and see what they say. One. Okay, alright. Sorry, they're like off screen. Unrequited love. So maybe this individual like is still holding on to you, but you're just like over it. You're like, no, I don't reciprocate your feelings. You just, you know, you want a mom. It's kind of creepy, dude. I want to explore my shit. Then you have free yourself and wedding. So yeah, free yourself from this situation, this freaking toxic individual. Wedding also makes me think some of you might be wedded, and so like maybe for some of you, like, your situation is like, you know, my family will look down on me if I get divorced, but I'm no longer happy, and it's kind of telling you like, well, then just get the divorce because you're not happy. The wedding could also be like, you just have a lot of love. I feel like you're gonna find the person that you actually like want to be with versus whoever you're with right now that's making you feel like you should behave a certain way or that you shouldn't be yourself. So I hope that was helpful. Pile number 3, let me know in the comments, and thank you.